I shoot up on stage, and I am pissed off. I am indignant. I am upset. And I'm magically microphoned, by the way, And I said, Ezra, what are you doing? And he looks at me and he says, well, what do you mean? I said, what are you doing right now? Are you trying to sell to my audience? And he says to me, he says, well yeah, they told me that it was okay. And I look at him in disgust. And I say, Ezra, you don't sell to my audience. And I turned around and looked you all in the eye and says, you know what? I sell to my audience. And I got a standing round of applause going into a pitch. And in the back of my head, I said, somebody's going to make some money today. Nobody comes into your webinars with a blank slate. Nobody comes in with an empty cup and says, fill up my cup. They come in with a cup full of piss. And you're trying to put tea in there. If the cup's filled with pee, you ain't getting no tea, right? But here's the deal. You say, well, Jason, I don't have any money. Why should I invest in myself? Because you don't have any money. You say, Jason, I don't have 10 minutes to meditate. What should I do? I say, you should meditate for an hour. Now, when somebody's in a lot of pain, is that when they're thinking the clearest? No. Unfortunately, when somebody's in a lot of pain, they're in an unresourceful state. So the number one thing we must do is put somebody in a resourceful state. Does that make sense? Okay? We have to make somebody feel like the future is better and brighter than the present. We have to foster optimism and hope that tomorrow will in fact be better than today. In your attempt to serve all markets, guess what you'll get back? Guess the feedback you'll get back. It's too expensive. Nobody goes on those webinars, right? You should give it away for free if you really cared. Who got a free hotel room here, right? If I want to be the best poker player in the world, that's going to be hard. But if I want to win a lot of money playing poker, that might not be as hard. How can I get better earnings playing poker without getting better at poker? That's an interesting question, isn't it? Here's the answer. Find a bunch of dumb, rich people who like to bet frequently. Now I don't have to get better at poker, yet I will make more money. This is creative problem solving. So if you serve a market that nobody else serves, guess who's the best in that market? You are. Shift. You create that paradigm shift by saying, I am, damn it, going to be the very best at this thing. I'm going to anoint myself the top person, and then I'm going to build the whole content section in the webinar to solve that. You follow me? Okay? Who here thinks that given a little bit of time and effort, you could do something like that? Be the very best in the world at one thing. Yeah. Look at that. All of you could. And say, I can't look at that problem the same way that I was before I heard Jason. You say, wow, that thing that scared me, I now scare it. Happens. If you can make somebody laugh at their problem, now who has control? The problem or you? If you're strong enough to laugh at your problem, you tell me who has control in that situation. But until you can laugh at your problem, you are at the mercy of it. When I look out at this crowd, you know what I see? I see credit cards above your heads. I see my money in your pockets. I do. Because I know if you exchanged it with me and you said, I want to go deeper with webinars, you would be getting the better end of the deal. They have two options. One is alone in a dark, cold, miserable existence. Or one is alongside you, where you have gone out of your way to do every possible thing you can to take on their burden for them. Until you, they did not have an option. Until you, they were left to their own devices. And at one point in time, you were left to your own devices. And weren't you glad somebody came and helped you out? Right? It's hard to find a hermit who's a millionaire. Nobody gets rich alone. Nobody gets to where they need by themselves. We need each other. And when you remind yourself that and you remind the customer that, and then you get them to ask you, would you like to see this second option of how we could partner together, how we could work together? how I could put everything I have in my arsenal to work for you. Would you like to know what that is? Okay, if somebody's begging you to sell them something, how good would you feel about selling? Would you feel better about selling if somebody was begging to buy something from you? Of course you would. So let's do that. Jason Fladlin here. Use webinars in your business and prosper.
For Jason Fladlin.